There's a fairly early start today here from Rivervale House in Brighton, as I'm about to make my way up to London and then onward journey up to Norwich. Then I'm off to the Cotswolds for the night and then all the way back down to Brighton. So that's a round trip of around about 550 miles. And that's provided there's no detours, diversions or to-ing and fro-ing whilst I'm actually out and about. I'm doing this journey in the BYD Dolphin Surf. I've got the comfort spec level. There are 3 specs to choose from. You've got the active, the boost and the comfort. The boost actually gives you a range of around 200 miles, but the comfort that I have for my journey only delivers 193. I drive a car with a much longer range of about 340 miles, which is fairly accurate. I'm kind of looking forward to doing it in a car with a shorter range to prove to you that actually you don't need a long range car to do a long journey with lots of miles. The charging infrastructure, we will find out as we're out and about just how reliable it is and how easy and accessible it is. So we've done our planning. We know where our charging stations are. It's a little different from some of the other videos that we've got on our channel. We hope you enjoy today's video. Let's see how we go. Wish me luck. So we've been on the road for about half an hour now. First impressions, car's actually quite comfortable. Currently now sitting on 81% battery with a range of 157 miles. One of the things with these smaller battery electric vehicles is that you can't really drive at 70 miles an hour everywhere, or otherwise it really does deplete the battery quite rapidly. So we've got the cruise control set to 55 miles per hour, just sitting on the inside lane, a nice pleasurable journey. We've got about 34 miles left until we get into London. It's saying that it's about an hour and 15 with the current traffic. Looking at places to give us a little bit of a top up with charge. You've got things like ZapMap, but they do charge a subscription if you want to be able to use the integrated navigation through Apple CarPlay. Subscription for ZapMaps is about £30 per year. You do have the Octopus Electroverse app, which is also really good, but that doesn't have a navigational feature. You just have to kind of select your local area from the map. It's a little bit fiddly through Apple CarPlay. It's much better through the actual app itself, but obviously that means you then can't use it whilst you're driving, so you do need to be prepared and do that before you set off. But probably I would imagine most people's favourite everyday map, Google Maps. That's great because obviously now you've got all the traffic updates all through the map itself, but you can also add a stop to your journey fairly easily, or of course you can use your voice activation to do so. Many options, so you shouldn't ever need to worry about being too far away from a charger. We are now sitting at 77% battery. We've got about 149 miles of range. That puts us at about 20 miles into our journey currently. We're heading into London. We're just going to be on the outskirts of South London before we then make our journey into central London, and then we'll stop. We're going to have some breakfast, we'll whack it on charge, and that should then hopefully take us closer to the 100% mark, so that my journey onwards to Norwich should be pretty plain sailing. Right, so here we go, pulling up to the charging point. It's one of these Source London ones. We finished our journey, which was 60 miles with 58% battery, 111 miles range remaining. So this Source London charger does give us 11 kilowatts per hour charge, so it'll be interesting to see in the half hour, 45 minutes that we're here, how much charge we're actually going to get. Super convenient. Parked up here, unplug our protective ends, straight in there, and then pop that neatly there. Plug in on there. Right, so now what this allows us to do is through our app, we just need to find our Electroverse app, or if we've got the Electroverse card, we can just tap straight on. There we go. So it's already connected. It says we've started charging, and that should be as simple as that. We've just stopped in for a quick coffee and a bite to eat. Great thing about an electric car, we've got an app so we can keep track of how much charge the car's got. At the current charging rate, it's saying it's 2 hours 36 minutes to get it back up to 100%. It's now up to 62%, but we're probably going to be here for, I don't know, half hour, 45 minutes, something like that. So I'm hoping that that gives us at least 150, 160 miles. The last 20% of any EV charge always seems to take forever, similar to when you're charging your mobile phone, right? So anyway, all that's left for us to do is sit back, enjoy the coffee, have a nice breakfast, and then we can crack on with our day. Okay, great. So we just got back to the car now. It's been 50 minutes. Got back to the car with 74% battery and now 142 miles worth of range. So we didn't get loads of charge in that. We only got 30 miles or so. Not too bad. That's actually pretty decent for an on-the-street charger. It's obviously not a rapid charger. It certainly gets to where we need to go now and off to Canary Wharf. I'm actually staying there overnight. There is a car park with a charger if the charger's available. If not, then that does mean we'll have to use a rapid charger tomorrow on that journey up to Norwich. But in an ideal situation, we'll get to the car park this afternoon, and that'll mean we can charge up and be at 100% ready for the journey ahead. Right, let's go get stuck in some traffic through central London. So we have done about 70 miles now on our journey today. We've got 121 miles of range and battery's at 63%. The maximum stay here on these electric chargers is 4 hours. Let's get this plugged in, work out how this charger works. This one's the Roam charging app, not heard of that one. So this is actually one of the frustrations of an electric car. I'm in an underground car park right now on minus level 3. So there is no signal and it's asking me to download an app. So now I've set myself up on the account. I've got to do a payment authorization with the bank. So I need to go to my emails, check for that. But once you've done this once, if this is a place you're coming to regularly, this wouldn't be so much of an issue. Downloaded the app, registered, set my card payment details, so that's super easy. So now all we have to do is plug the car in, and then it says scan the QR code on the side of the charger. Okay, so this is charging at 54 pence per kilowatt hour, no plug-in fee, so that's okay. And it's going to apply a £45 charge to start the charge. It's going to charge at 7 kilowatts per hour, so that's okay. Now let's get that set up. That should hopefully turn blue. There we go, so that's on. Okay, so day 2 of our range challenge adventure in the BYD Dolphin Surf. Leaving here from Canary Wharf, making our way up to Norwich now. We managed to get a couple of hours worth of charge on the car yesterday. Unfortunately, the charging bays here only allow a maximum stay of 4 hours, which does mean that we only managed to get up to 80% on that charge. But that has given us a range of 155 miles. And I've looked at the maps this morning. It's going to take us about 3.5 hours on our journey today, and it's 131 miles. So 155 miles in this, which should keep us nice. So we should be able to make our way all the way up to Norwich without actually having to stop. Morning. So little vlog update, currently on 50% battery. That gives me 96 miles. I've still got 71 miles to go to my final destination, which is just slightly north of Norwich. It's about 50 miles or so to go to the Gridserve charging station, which is a wonderful place, which we'll see in a little while. It's a kind of a charging hub. They've got loads and loads of chargers there, all their own Gridserve chargers, plus they also have the Tesla chargers there as well. Costa coffee, so you can stop and get a little coffee. Unfortunately, there's nowhere to charge at my final destination, so I'm going to have to stop there so that I've got some juice ready for tomorrow. But I've been sitting at steady 55 miles per hour the whole way up, so it's been a nice pleasant drive, and it's been very true on the range so far. Getting further into the countryside, coming up the A11, range 42%, 80 miles, now down to 79 miles. With 59 miles to go until the end destination, which will give us a good top up. We probably want to take that to at least 80% because we need the additional mileage tomorrow. Okay, so I'm now on 20% battery. I'm about 3 miles away from the Gridserve charging station, and I've got 37 miles of range remaining, 19 miles to complete my journey. So yeah, this little BYD has been very good on the range there. I will admit it has been slightly slower than my normal journeys. I would have been sitting with the cruise control on at 70 had I been in my long range EV. About to pull into the Gridserve charging station. So yeah, we'll go and check that out and show you what that's all about. So I managed to get here with 18% battery plugged in currently. The current rate is 85 pence per kilowatt hour on one of these chargers. Currently receiving 60 kilowatts of electric. Time remaining to 100% is 1 hour and 3 minutes. But in the meantime, gonna go upstairs, grab a coffee and chill out for a minute. Stretch the legs. Okay, back in the car, 169 miles worth of range, 87% battery. I did charge the car for half an hour. If you were in a petrol car, you would have been in and out within less than 5 minutes, which I appreciate is certainly more convenient when you are on that slightly longer run. For the majority of people that are driving cars like this, a range of just under 200 miles is plentiful, especially when you can then go home, charge overnight, and then first thing in the morning you're able to get back into your car with 100% battery and ready to rock and roll. 20 miles or so to get to my final destination, and talk to you guys later. So Saturday morning, now have 76% battery, which gives me 147 miles of range. Going off to the restaurant now for lunch, which is about 25-30 miles away. And then it's the onward journey down to Oxford. So let's see how we go with that. So what is range anxiety? Range anxiety is the constant worry that your vehicle is about to run out of charge. And that's one of the main reasons why a lot of people are discouraged from buying or leasing an EV. But it really doesn't need to be, because across the country, There are over 100,000 charging points at over 36,000 locations. And that number continues to grow. So really, with the right planning, you really don't need to worry about driving an electric car. So just pulled up at the pub and we've got 55% battery and 105 miles worth of range. It's now 3:20 on the Saturday. We've got 52% charge, which is giving us a range of about 100 miles. We've got about 159 miles to do on the journey today. So definitely going to need to stop for some charge en route. So fingers crossed, actually, it's not going to be too much of a faff today. Let's get going and crack on. And hopefully we should get there just after 6:30-ish. Let's get going. So today we are going to use the Tesla charging network. Certain Tesla charging points are actually now available for public use. Now you can actually pay for a subscription. I think it's about £10 per month, which allows you to charge at a discounted rate, or you can literally just rock up, plug in. You can just tap on to your credit card by charging it. Yeah, so you literally just tap straight on, or you can use your Tesla app. But I'm going to just do it with my card for the convenience. So we're at 29% battery at the moment with a range of 55 miles. So a little range update, just gone 6:15. I now have 25% battery and showing a range of 48 miles. And I've got 38 miles to go until my destination. When I fully charged, I had just over 20 miles spare. So I've been driving quite conservatively in eco mode, 55 miles per hour the whole way. I haven't been racing. So yeah, the range anxiety kicking in just a tad. It's a little nerve-wracking, the fact it's gone down quite so much. I know I was cutting it fine with 20 miles to go, but nevertheless, I did think I would, I was hoping I wouldn't have to charge again. So yeah, I'll keep you updated in probably another 30 miles. So the reality is I've actually had to slow down now to 50 miles per hour to try and conserve that battery as much as humanly possible. And so my arrival time is now 7 p.m, which, you know, it slowed me down 20 minutes by travelling at this slow and sedate speed, which when you're in no rush to get anywhere, no problem. But it's nearly 7 o'clock on a Friday. I just want to get there. Yeah, slight frustration, but nearly there. Only 30 miles to go. So I arrived at my destination with 5% battery and only 8 miles of range left to spare. Fortunately though, here at the garage can now put it on charge. It is on a 3-pin socket, so it'll be interesting to see how much charge this does get overnight. Probably leaving tomorrow about 9 o'clock, so that's going to get about 13 hours worth of charge. So we'll update you in the morning. Can you reverse it? Just a fraction. Will it reach? That is the question. Keep coming, keep coming, keep coming, keep coming. Stop there. So we're on charge, fingers crossed we get to 100% overnight. Let's see what 13 hours will do on a what they technically class as a granny charger. So we've come out this morning to the car, and fortunately we're up to 82% battery capacity. That's given us 158 miles worth of range. It didn't quite get up to 100% as we were hoping for. Another 4 hours according to the app that says we would then get to 100%. So we're now off to explore the Cotswolds. Going to stop for some lunch. The destination we're going to does have 10 to 20 chargers available on site, but we're not too sure if they're going to be free yet, so fingers crossed for that one. And then hopefully a 7 kilowatt charger that should take 2.5 hours or so to then get us all the way up to 100%. And then hopefully if we get that up to 100%, that should in theory get us back to Brighton on a full charge. You can stop filming now, and it's the wrong way around. So after getting 100% battery, driving 25 miles and already losing 12% battery, I'm now down to 168 mile range. So I've now got to get back to Brighton, which is 122 miles. And then I haven't got access to a charger tonight. And then it's 6.5 miles into the office in the morning. So I'm really praying that I don't have to stop and I can make it all the way there on a single charge without having to stop tonight, because otherwise it's going to be really late and I'm already going to have to drive at 50 odd miles an hour all the way back. So it's going to be a little bit slow. There are several charging stations en route if I do decide that I do need to just top up for 10 minutes just to give it a little bit of a blitz. So we'll see how that goes. Great news. I have made it back to Brighton with 23% battery and 44 miles to spare. It did take a little longer than Google Maps had anticipated. It's now 10:45, so I'm gonna say goodnight and I will drive into work tomorrow, back to base at Rivervale House, and get this thing on charge. It's Monday morning, and hello. It's 37 miles of range remaining, 20% battery, and that means we have now completed 580 miles in this dolphin surf, so nearly 600 miles. Yeah, it's been a journey, so I'm going to top up all the charging, how much it cost, etc., and let you guys know. So we covered 580 miles in a short range EV, and that cost us £62.36 in terms of charging costs. And we compared that with a Toyota Aygo X, which we thought would be a similar size vehicle, and we used the RAC fuel price comparison website, and that said that it would cost us £69.49 based on the average price of fuel throughout 2025. But this was a real stress test and an extreme example of a city-focused EV, using it for long motorway journeys. In day-to-day life with shorter trips and cheaper home charging, a small EV would most certainly cost far less to run, in fact probably half the price. I'd like to thank BYD for providing this car, and all things considered, I believe that the Dolphin Surf is an exceptionally comfortable ride, and it certainly didn't let me down. So I think if you are looking for a small city EV, definitely do check this one out, because I was actually really impressed.